Brian Close was a renowned English cricketer, remembered for his fearless approach to the game and his versatility as a player. Born on February 24, 1931, in Rawdon, Yorkshire, Close made his debut in first-class cricket at the tender age of 18, marking the start of a long and distinguished career. Throughout his time on the field, Close displayed exceptional skills as both a batsman and a bowler, earning him a place in cricket history as one of the game's hard men. Close's international career began early when he made his debut for England in 1949, becoming the youngest player to represent the country in Test cricket at 18 years and 149 days. His early promise as a talented all-rounder did not immediately lead to a long, uninterrupted run in England's side, largely due to his brashness and occasional controversies. However, Close's talent was undeniable, and he found himself called upon when England needed a player with courage, grit, and tenacity. Over the years, Close developed a reputation for his aggressive batting style and his resilience in the face of hostile bowling. He was known for never flinching, even when faced with intimidating fast bowlers. Perhaps the most famous example of his bravery came during the 1976 series against the West Indies. At the age of 45, Close, by then a seasoned veteran, stood up to the fearsome pace attack of Michael Holding and Andy Roberts without wearing a helmet, enduring body blows but refusing to back down. His innings in that series became symbolic of his tough-as-nails attitude and contributed to his legacy as one of the most courageous players in cricket history. Close was not only known for his individual heroics, but also for his leadership qualities. He captained both Yorkshire and England with distinction, guiding Yorkshire to 4 county championship titles during his tenure. His leadership style was often uncompromising, and he demanded the same level of toughness from his teammates that he showed on the field. This sometimes led to friction, but it also made him a highly respected figure in the dressing room. Throughout his career, Close was involved in several controversies. His direct manner and refusal to conform to the cricketing establishment's expectations sometimes caused tension, resulting in his omission from the national team at various points. Nevertheless, his commitment to the game never wavered. He played first-class cricket for over 2 decades, amassing more than 34,000 runs and taking over 1,100 wickets, demonstrating his all-round capabilities. Close's Test career spanned 27 matches, in which he scored 887 runs and took 18 wickets. While his Test record may not be as eye-catching as some of his contemporaries, it was his leadership, courage, and invaluable contributions in crucial moments that made him a cherished figure in English cricket. Off the field, Brian Close was a gentleman with a love for the sport that never faded. After retiring from playing, he remained involved in cricket, working as a coach and mentor for younger players. His knowledge of the game and his willingness to share his experience made him a respected figure long after his playing days were over. Close passed away on September 13, 2015, at the age of 84, leaving behind a legacy of toughness, skill, and leadership. He was remembered not just for his performances on the field, but for his indomitable spirit and the example he set for future generations of cricketers. His name remains synonymous with bravery in cricket, and he is often cited as one of the hardest players to have ever played the game. Brian Close's legacy also extended beyond the cricket pitch into the broader sporting culture of England. His reputation as a player who embodied the spirit of Yorkshire, a region known for its toughness and no-nonsense approach to life, endeared him to fans far and wide. He was seen as a symbol of old-school cricket, a man who played the game with heart, without the protective gear or tactical considerations that became more common in later years. This approach made him both a fan favorite and a figure of respect among his peers. One of Close's distinguishing features was his versatility as a cricketer. While he was primarily known as a middle-order batsman, his all-round abilities allowed him to contribute as a bowler, fielder, and captain. His bowling, though often overshadowed by his batting, was effective enough to claim over 1,000 wickets in first-class cricket. Whether with bat or ball, Close was always looking for ways to influence the game and drive his team to victory. His tactical acumen, combined with his natural leadership, also made him a shrewd captain. He had the ability to read the game well, often taking bold decisions that others would shy away from, and more often than not, they paid off. His Yorkshire teammates admired him for his resilience, and despite his tough exterior, Close had a sense of humor that made him approachable. His peers often spoke about his willingness to help younger players, offering advice and sharing his vast knowledge of the game. Those who worked under his leadership at Yorkshire often credited him for fostering a sense of discipline and professionalism within the team, leading to one of the most successful eras in the club's history. However, Close's strong-willed nature sometimes led to friction with cricket administrators. His outspokenness and resistance to authority earned him suspensions and saw him occasionally fall out of favor with selectors. Yet, despite these setbacks, Close always managed to make his way back into the game, proving time and again that his value as a player outweighed any off-field controversies. His resilience in the face of adversity, both on and off the field, was one of his defining characteristics. In later years, Close's contributions to cricket were widely acknowledged. He was awarded the Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE, in recognition of his services to the sport. His legacy was further cemented by tributes from fellow cricketers and fans alike, who remembered him not only as a hard man, but as someone who loved the game deeply and played it with passion. Close's passing in 2015 was met with an outpouring of tributes from the cricketing world. His former teammates, opponents, and younger players all paid their respects to a man who had left an indelible mark on English cricket. The bravery he showed against the West Indies, the tactical genius he displayed as captain, and his unrelenting determination to play the game his way were all remembered fondly. Brian Close's name remains a symbol of the grittier, tougher side of cricket, a game that, in his time, was played with minimal protection and maximum heart. His story continues to inspire cricketers who admire not just his records, but his ethos, an ethos of playing the game hard with skill, courage, and a love for the sport that never diminished.